Where to South America?
Central.
Central.
It's only 2 hours flight. There's Spirit. I hate Spirit.
Oh yeah, actually they're expanding they're adding Terminal 5. That's going to be their hub. Fort Lauderdale's going to be Spirit hub. They left New Jersey during the pandemic and they're building a Terminal 5 at Fort Lauderdale right now. They built their corporate offices in Vegas. So Spirit's going to be one of the biggest airlines in Florida in the next couple of years.
They gotta fix those seats.
Is that what it is?
Oh my god. You can't even move unless you get like first class.
Really?
Yes. Yes, there's one.
All right. The GPS says
Yes.
you're going to get there at 9:17.
Great.
So an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, I did. You know, they usually say 2 hours, and then they send me a text that says 3 hours. I'm like, why?
Well, because it's
The traffic.
yeah, and it's as far as your flight goes, it's international, right?
Oh. Beautiful day, right?
Yeah, this is great. The weather's been awesome.
Perfect. I mean, I don't.
I just picked up I picked up somebody that went to Utah yesterday to go skiing. I dropped them off and then I picked them up. They said all the ski melted because it was 50 degrees there last week, and it was colder here than it was in Utah. So, and Utah's the mountain's 8,000 feet up, and it's supposed to be ski season. That's how messed up the weather is. It was colder here than it was in Utah last week, and it kind of ruined their vacation because that day they couldn't. They had the fake snow going, and they said it was melting. It wasn't. It was all icy, and they were kind of disappointed.
Slushy.
Yeah, they went.
Slushy.
Yeah, they went to go skiing, and it wasn't cold enough. And here it was freezing. All the iguanas were dying.
Yes. No, I hated it. You would not believe. You want to hear something? So we got a new system for the air conditioning, right?
Yeah.
Brand new. Yeah, we didn't know how to turn that thing on to heater. The guy came in yesterday. I was like, you're a little bit too late. He's like, oh.
Yeah, you don't need it anymore.
The Did I told you that?
Yeah.
And it was so simple. Because it's technology, and I was kind of surprised that.
Well, it was the
wasn't able to
thermostat.
put
It was you couldn't figure out the thermostat.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, I have one of the old round thermostats
Those where we had those before.
with the mercury. You know,
Oh, yes.
and the reason why I like that is because it has no batteries. So if something happens with the electric and the electric goes on and off, that thermostat always controls. Well, even when the electricity turns the air conditioner back on, it doesn't have anything to do with the
Because it's got
thermostat.
the mercury on.
So it kind of, it's like the refrigerator. So if the electric goes off and on, the refrigerator will go back on.
Right.
If you have a like an electronic thermostat and the electric goes on and off, the thermostat won't reset because it doesn't have any power. Even if you have a battery in it, a lot of times something else happens to it.
Right.
So yeah, I like those old school
Yes,
thermostats that
old
just say heat,
school.
cool,
Yes.
fan, auto.
Simple.
Simple.
So they
I use
took
that in my house.
When we got the new system, I was able to do that. We've been in the house for almost 30 years.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, we don't have a heater. I was gonna say, wait a minute, yes we do, but we couldn't figure it out. So I ended up getting those electric comforters, blankets,
Yeah.
to be able to sleep.
Oh, really?
That's how cold I was.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm not doing this. So I called the company, and they're like, well, we'll send someone. I said, yeah, but send them like soon.
Yeah.
Soon,
By the time they
okay?
came,
Not the summertime.
the winter's gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the guy's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, me too.
It
But
was very
anyway,
unusual weather. It was.
Yes,
It
it
was
was.
very
In
unusual.
all my years.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
I in my backyard, I have a bunch of fruit trees, and iguanas are all over the place in my backyard. And when I woke up and went outside, I always open up in the winter. I always open up my doors to let the cold air in.
Right.
And I saw 7 of them were just collapsed on my deck. 7 of them, and I just literally. Yeah.
But you know, I
I
did
literally
not.
killed them all.
But you see what they did on Miami? I don't know if that was AI. But it was tremendous. They were
There were
making-
hundreds of iguanas.
It was
Yeah.
something saying, and they were
No, that wasn't AI. That was real.
Yes.
That was
really,
real.
they were grilling them and making pizza.
Yeah, tacos. In Hialeah, they were making iguana tacos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had iguana?
No.
Me neither. It's like, no. Is it they had a jerk? There was a Jamaican place they were doing jerk iguana. Oh, Scott.
My grandma used to make it like a stew.
I'm sure, believe it
Yeah,
or not,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure it's fine. You know why? Because if you look at it, their diet is good.
Yes.
Because all they're eating is fruit and leaves. And I have a bougainvillea tree. That's the tree that has the bright purple.
Yes, I have those.
And they eat all of those flowers.
Yeah, that's
They,
what-
like normally there's no flowers on that tree because they eat them all. And the tree is ugly without flowers.
I know.
It's a weed. It looks like a giant ugly tree.
That was the only part of it I don't like. 'Cause, you know, I have a lake in my house.
Oh,
And
there's tons of
it's
iguanas in there.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I have that beautiful Christmas tree is called. It has a lot of, I don't know, there's some red seeds. And I also have flowers. So
They
forget
eat
it.
fruit there. They eat fruit and they eat flowers. So I have a star fruit tree, which is a rare tree to have.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
And it's called carambola.
Yes.
Yeah. And in Publix, those fruits are $3 each in
Yes.
Publix. And I have them on the floor because
They're
I have
good.
so many of them. Yeah, they are good. I have so many of them, they're falling off the tree faster than I can pick them. And once
Oh,
they
wow.
fall off the tree, all the animals in my backyard are eating them. So
vitamin C source.
yeah, they're really good. They're really good fruits. I've been eating them for
You
years.
can take the juice out, you know, just have the juice.
Yeah, I eat it like an orange.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ah, that's nice.
Yeah,
You
they're
probably
really-
have a lot of space in your back.
Yeah, the only thing is the iguanas are always taking bites out of them, and then once they take bites out of them, all the ants go in there
Okay.
because it has a tough skin, so the ants really can't get in the tough skin. But once the iguana takes one bite, then it's exposed.
Yes.
So I
That's it.
have to literally pick them off the tree because once they fall, the iguanas eat them, and then they're contaminated.
It's like the mango trees, right?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
I don't know. I used to have trees, but you know, with which hurricane is the one that
Andrew.
Andrew,
That's fine.
and then the other one, the one that
Oh, yeah.
there was another they went and came back. That one took a couple of our trees and they were huge. I was kind of glad because one of them was the olive tree,
tree is so old that I think it's going to die. Because I've had my house 20 years, and it was a full-grown tree producing starfruit when I bought the home, and I'm sure when they built the home in the 50s, I think the home was built in 1957. I think when they built that home, that starfruit tree was there.
It was already there.
So I mean, they don't live forever, right? So I think the way I look at the bark and the way how old the tree is, I think it's on its way out. I think the tree is really old, and you know.
It's a nice tree though. Like it looks nice.
No, it doesn't look nice.
Okay, so
it's still producing starfruits, but I just feel like it's going to die soon. Like within the next year or two, I think it's just going to stop producing fruit and dry up, and I'll have to take it out of the ground.
There's one of my customers that had this. We have a fruit in Guatemala. It's called jocote. It's like what is it?
It's hard to describe it because
It's like a tiny mango. Let's
Like
say,
a guava?
It's like a mango. It's small, but it's delicious. It's called jocote, but it's
They don't have them here?
Nah.
well, I gotta tell you, there was this guy, Jamaican guy, who came over and started giving us bags of jocote. I'm like, wait a minute, where did you get this? He said, oh, I have it in the back of my house. He said, I have it there for years. So I'm like, wow. So this tree, how long you have it?
Enormous.
And he's like, well, I don't know, but when I got that house, he said, I got that tree, but it's given so much of this fruit. So he said he has a table at the front of his, like the house, I guess. And he just lays bags of them. And people take them. And once they recognize the fruit, will take it.
Isn't our climate very similar to Guatemala?
Yeah, a little bit. Because we like in the valley, the city of Guatemala is a valley. It's cold. It gets cold. But the highest it gets, 80.
So it's not as hot
It's
as
like
Florida.
no. But there is a part of the Atlantic, which is the Atlantic, we have Pacific, we have Atlantic Ocean, right?
Yeah.
It's hot. Also the Pacific. It's like here in the summer. Okay? But we have all climates. You can go to the west, you know, it's cold, you go to the east. So it's like whenever you want to be at and say it's too cold in the city, you go to like the tropicals, you know. This is the good thing about Guatemala City. You should go there.
Were you both born in Guatemala?
I was born in Guatemala and I came here in the 60s.
So I'm sure a lot of people are retired in Guatemala from
Yes.
America. I would think,
Americans.
because all the Americans want to get out of here when they retire and go to Costa Rica and go to all these places. I bet you Guatemala's on that list.
Yes. You know how many Americans and Europeans live there?
Yeah,
So many.
yeah. It's going to be more. It's going to be more and more.
It's cheaper than Costa Rica now.
Oh, it is.
Yes, now
And
it is.
Brazil. So I have a few people that I know that I work with. They're like, okay, you know, we're considering going to Guatemala because it's one of the, you know, it's only 2 hours flight. It's near everything. Okay.
I think Guatemala is its own country, right?
Its own country.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you have dual citizenship? You have a
Yes.
Guatemala passport? Yeah.
No, I don't have it. I'm really.
I became citizen 2000.
Okay, so but no problem going there with an American passport, right? No problem.
No.
Yeah.
They treat you as same people. The people in Guatemala are
Government
now
protect
They're pro-American,
Yes.
meaning they like Americans.
Yes.
Okay.
So much.
Yeah.
They speak. That's like the second language. Okay.
Yeah.
Even the natives, because you know there's a lot of natives Mayans.
Yeah.
They speak English.
Because the border we have.
Can Guatemala? Is Guatemala? Can you get from Guatemala to Mexico by train?
Yes. Oh, by bus or by.
Train not, but the bus.
Bus?
Well, there's
buses.
going to be one train soon.
That's the plan, but this is only.
But right now it's only bus.
Yeah, yes.
Bus or airplane, and it takes you what, 2 hours
To Mexico?
Yes. Yeah. Like let's say you have to go and you do your visa.
Yeah.
You just can't go to Mexico and come back. And then you
Yeah.
start
Well, I'm
over.
sure.
That's why a lot of people
I'm
do.
asking too because I'm sure during the Biden years, a lot of people in Guatemala were probably taking that bus to Mexico and crossing the border and coming in this country.
Oh,
Yes.
on
You know, I mean, I mean, they were risking a lot. That's a hell of a trip.
Yes.
I remember watching those videos online of those people from Guatemala and South Central America,
Yes.
Nicaragua,
South-
right?
South America.
Yeah, Panama.
There's a lot of people from other countries that's just stayed behind and
There's
then
hundreds of.
Yeah, I mean,
Caravan.
what a
Yes.
trip that was.
Right.
And then there was
Dangerous.
by Panama. There's a section. It's called, I forgot what it's called,
Oh, and there's the.
but it's the most dangerous part.
The ring is like a jungle.
Yeah, it's called something.
It's a rainforest.
Right, and the news was going there, and they were videotaping people saying, "Why are you coming through this jungle?" You know, and then these women were getting raped, they were getting robbed, they were getting killed, kids were getting missing, taking. What a dangerous journey. And I thought to myself, these people were so desperate to make that trip.
They're hungry.
Let me put it this way. When you are in extremely
Poverty.
It takes you there.
you
Yeah.
risk everything because you have nothing to lose.
Yeah, you're like a prisoner.
Exactly.
That's what a prisoner tries to escape prison,
Except-
because he
except-
has no other hope. I agree. I understand why they made the journey. There's no doubt about it. I understand why, but I just think it's just a unbelievable thing to do in life.
Bravery.
Yeah, bravery. It's an unbelievable thing to do. You know, just take your family
Yes.
and just go.
Little kids,
Yeah,
babies,
yeah.
and everything. You've seen a woman just by
Pregnant.
themselves.
Yes,
Yes,
pregnant.
old people.
Well, back then, unfortunately, they had this unbelievable hope because they heard that everyone else was going,
Yes.
and everybody else was making it.
Yes.
And everybody else was finally, when they get there, it's paradise, right? They
Correct.
must have all been saying that, and all the propaganda in those South American countries, it spread like wildfire
Yes.
for maybe over 4 years.
Yes.
And
Look at now.
now it's done, yeah.
Look at now.
Luck, I don't know if the ones that got in are lucky, or I don't know if they're unlucky. I mean, maybe they're lucky in a way where they get to experience America. Hopefully they can stay. Hopefully, you never know.
Yeah.
But you know, maybe if they don't get caught and if they don't get in trouble, let's say, right?
Yes.
But if they just live a low-key life and just be normal, and then it would be worth it.
Yes.
But even if they get sent home, it's probably still worth it, because now they know what life should be, and maybe they can look for another way to get here. Because people that don't know, they say about Cuba, why people in Cuba are happy. The reason why Cubans are happy in that life is because they don't know this life.
Exactly.
They have no
That's
idea.
all they know.
And that's like prisoners. I always go back to prisoners, how they're kind of happy because they spent 20 years there, and that's their life now. They're happy in prison, and you're like, how could you be happy? You're in a cage.
You have nothing to miss.
You have nothing to miss. But I believe in Cuba, it's the same thing. That they don't work, they play soccer all day with their parents, little kids, right? And they're just enjoying life in a simple way, playing cards and dominoes and cooking and no car, no stress of life like we have here,
Yes.
right? And in a way, those kids grow up happy.
Yes.
You know, the parents might be a little stressed, but not the kids. Those kids grow up better than our kids. Our kids are extremely stressed with the social media,
yes.
and then thinking as soon as they get to be 10 years old, I mean, they're wanting sneakers and they're wanting stuff that they see on TV.
They don't know how to survive.
And you know, PlayStation and all of that. I mean, the ridiculous amount of money that these kids think that they should automatically have access to before they're even a teenager. But in Europe, I mean, on the islands, or specifically Cuba, those kids are not exposed to social media, so they don't know. You give them a soccer ball and they're happy, right? Give them and it's true. I would be happy as a kid if I didn't know what anybody else was doing, and you gave me a soccer ball and there was a net, and I was playing with my father every day, and me and my father were playing soccer, and then we were cooking after that, right? And staying up all night and laughing and stuff. That sounds like
That was the life back in the day.
Yes.
Yeah, my cousin's from Italy, and he goes to Cuba because he has an Italian passport. I don't. I have an American passport. But he goes to Cuba, and he loves Cuba, and they love him because he gives them work. He does a boat manufacturing, and he uses a lot of Cuban labor.
Oh, wow.
And he's able to sell the boat as an Italian boat, but really it's Cuban labor.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Italian
great,
boat,
though. That's
but Cuban labor. But he sells it as an Italian boat. But he ships everything to Cuba. Those guys are great. You know, they spend all day doing something that really
love.
in this country, nobody would spend all day doing,
Yes.
right? Because they just want to work and make a couple of dollars, and
That's labor.
they have a lot of passion for what they do. So I admire Cuba and Cubans a lot, but unfortunately,
They're hungry now because they have no way of people that I know. They have their parents are like really starving.
did you hear that? You probably know. If not, I know.
I guess.
Did you hear? No, that there was all the Cuban military were guarding Maduro,
Yes.
and those are the ones that got killed.
Yes.
So no Venezuelans got killed.
No.
Only the Cuban. There was a lot of them. There was probably like 75 of them that were in this little 75. He was living in a military base, and that's why he was so cocky, saying, "Trump, come and get me.
Yes.
Come and you're a coward. Come and get me." Because how are you going to go in the middle of the island, in the middle of that country, in a military base, guarded with what he thought were high-end, and they were high-end military from Cuba, who have Russian weapons, because Cubans get Russian weapons, right?
High training.
Yeah, high training in Russia, Russian weapons.
Yeah, I think Maduro underestimate.
How embarrassing.
Yes.
Think about how embarrassing the speeches he was making, how he was taunting America.
Well, you know
And then
what?
his wife was sticking up for him. How embarrassing that they went in there in the middle of the night, shut the lights off, and just went in there and grabbed him. They went in there, they killed all the Cubans. They went in there, grabbed him and his wife, took him on a big military boat, and took him to Miami,
Yes.
and then flew him to New York.
So fast.
How embarrassing! Yeah, one
How
day,
embarrassing.
one day.
And I was dancing.
But let me tell you, there is a lady. She's a customer. I work for Barbara Stores. She's a customer. She's from Venezuela. Sister and brother lives out there. They're still living in Venezuela. I was asking her last Saturday if there is any change. She told me, Oscar, very much like this. It's the same shit. Nothing changed.
Well, no, but the thing is, this is right. It shouldn't change, because if it changed, it could be a disaster. That whole island could fall apart if it changed. But what it did do now is it opened up a communication with America.
Yes.
Where before he was trying to hurt America,
Yes.
right? He opened up his prisons and let Tren de Agua gang members
Yes, correct.
come to America through Mexico, right? He was letting Iran and Russia and our enemies use that island, right? He was doing that, and now, though it's the same for the Venezuelan people, it's better for us.
Yes.
But if what Trump says is true, and I do believe him, they are. It looks like Maduro. When I think it was Chavez before him, was it? Or who was it Chavez before?
Chavez, yes.
It was. So
Locked out
Chavez
this signal
always
stored.
wanted to kick out the oil companies, but he never did it. And then because he wanted the money for himself, and back in the day, I guess somehow the American oil companies were in Venezuela. I guess maybe before Chavez, they went in there and negotiated with a friendly government, let's say, and they leased it. They leased that land, and then they paid the government, right?
Yes.
Well, when the new government, like Chavez, realized the money they were getting from ExxonMobil or whoever it was a fraction of what they were making, he said, "No, I'm terminating that deal. We're going to take the oil companies. We're going to run it ourselves," and that's what they did, right? But because they don't have the expertise that Chevron and Mobil and all them have, they were only getting a fraction of the oil out of the ground because they would never upgrade the technology and maintain it. So and they were using that money to buy drugs and then become a narco state, really, is what they were
Give
doing.
it away.
And they were giving it away to the people in exchange for drugs. It looks like that's what they were doing, right?
China is one of them.
Yes, China, Russia, Iran, right. So and then I guess you probably know, but Trump's one of his biggest properties in Florida is the Trump Doral.
Yes.
And you know the nationality that dominates Doral? It's Venezuela.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Doral.
Every
rich people.
matter of fact, it's the rich Venezuelans.
Yes.
West.
The richest people
What is
in
the
Venezuela.
In other words, everyone that works in Doral is from Venezuela.
Yes.
And Spanish is their first language. They're all bilingual like you two. You guys could work in Doral.
Yes.
You know, they would hire you in a second to work at Trump Doral because you've got the culture of being Central South American and you're bilingual. It doesn't matter that you're Venezuelan. It just so happens that area, right, he bought Trump Doral, right? He didn't start it. It was already Venezuelan before he bought it. But remember, when he bought that, think about all the Venezuelan people that him and his people were talking to as the owner of that golf course.
That's true.
And they must have been filling up his mind saying
Yes.
that we used to have a beautiful house on the coast
Yes.
in Caracas or whatever. And Maduro took it from us. And now his mother lives there. He must have heard so many stories like that because that's why you always hear his administration say, now the Venezuelans can go back. And I'm thinking, why would anybody in America go back? It's because it's probably those rich Venezuelans that work for him as managers and food and beverage directors, right? They are going to go back and he's going to give them that land because that government took that land from their people. And they can prove it because they probably have baby pictures of them in front of that house. And I know that you don't hear about that, but I guarantee that that's what's going on right now is Trump is confiscating that land and giving it back to the American Venezuelan people. That's just one thing. And the other thing he's doing is he's letting the oil companies go back and fix their equipment, pump as much oil as they can, sell most of it, and then give a lot of that money back to the Venezuelans. That's going to take some time, but I believe that those people are going to eventually they're going to feel a big difference because there's going to be a lot more money in their economy from that oil, where they weren't feeling none of it under Maduro. He was taking all of it and using it, and those people were leaving that country because they were poor and the money wasn't worth anything, right? That Venezuela. So I think that's what I think is happening now. Is I think.
No medicine, no food.
Yeah, I think Trump is giving the Venezuelan in America, mostly Doral, is going to give them back their properties so they can go back and forth. The military, our military is in there protecting people that fly into the airport, protecting the airspace so nobody's.
Also, the army it is there.
Yeah, well, I think they say that our army is only there to protect the people, the embassy, and to protect the planes because you know it's not our airspace, it's their airspace. So we're protecting the airspace. So if you fly to Caracas as an American, you know nobody's going to shoot down that. You know, as a matter of fact, American Airlines now is flying to Caracas where they weren't before. So because Trump said if you want to resume the flights to Caracas, we'll protect your plane. So they have they have like an aircraft carrier out there probably with some jets, and they're monitoring. And if any plane comes close or any missile comes, that aircraft carrier is protecting that area, right? So now the airlines say, wow, we can go to Caracas now. We haven't been flying to that airline in 20 years.
Yes.
Before Chavez, really, right? So in a way,
very much after Chavez.
after Chavez.
After Chavez.
Yes. So in a way, I like that happened for those Venezuelan people, and I love Venezuelan people. I used to have a Venezuelan girlfriend, so I know a lot about Venezuela. Yeah, and I admire what happened, and I'm glad it happened. I am glad it happened. I would love to visit. I would have never been able to visit Venezuela under the Maduro regime. I would be scared to go.
Sure.
I would be scared to go. And now,
it's like going to Mexico. We cannot go to Mexico.
right? Yeah, and I wouldn't, and I want to go. Yeah, and I want to go. So yeah, that's great. I'm glad that happened.
But if you want to go and have a good time for like at least 5 days, go to Guatemala.
Actually, are the cruise ships going to Guatemala?
I think there's one that passes by, but that's in the east side of the Atlantic. It's
See,
not
that's
as
that's
nice.
what they're missing. You know, they need that tourist money. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because my majority of my business is picking up people for the cruise ships,
Really?
and they're all telling me about where they're going. You know, Eastern Caribbean, Western Caribbean, Mexico, right? And one or two of them have said Guatemala,
Yes.
but very few. So I know that there are probably 1 or 2
They
cruise
have
ships.
ships. They stay in Guatemala.
And they
1 day, 2
tender.
days.
Tender means that there's no dock big enough for the ship.
Exactly.
So what they
Probably,
do is
that's
what they do
yes.
is they use the lifeboats.
Yes.
So at the very minimal, when the cruise ship wants to go to a country and the country doesn't have a dock and the country doesn't have ships that can get the passengers that are good enough for the cruise lines, the cruise lines drop the big lifeboats, and then they use their lifeboats to tender the passengers back and forth. They don't like to do it, but some of them do want to put Guatemala on the itinerary because people that travel a lot that never been to Guatemala want to go to Guatemala.
Yes, it's true.
Because the cruise ships all go to the same places.
Yes.
Once you've been to 1 or 2 cruise ships, you've been everywhere. But I know the people that cruise a lot, that have a lot of money, they're the ones that go on the Guatemala cruise. They don't care that they're going in the lifeboat. They just want to go to Guatemala.
Yes,
So
they have one in, it's called San Jose. There's
Puerto
one there.
Quetzal.
Quetzal, yes. But they should have more. They should have one.
well, that's what. Listen, if I was a Guatemalan and I had some pull, I would be working in the tourism business to try to get a dock built, to try to get a relationship going with one of the cruise lines, right?
Yes.
Probably Carnival, because they're the biggest, Carnival.
Yes.
I would and then ask Carnival, what's it going to take for you to put Guatemala on your Caribbean or Central American itinerary? And they'll give you a list of the hoops that you have to jump through. And then it could be that, maybe they have to raise the taxes, maybe they have to borrow money, but that would be that would be something good for that country.
Yes.
Because other than that, what's that country doing to keep up with the rest of the world?
Yes.
It should, it's a beautiful country, and it's on the water, right?
Yes.
It's on the water.
Outside.
I mean, if the water's not good enough, then if that beach is not good enough, then you got to make it good enough, because that's land that's very valuable for people to come visit. Most people in this country don't live by water like that, right? And that's why they want to go to these islands. But all these other places are all played out, and Guatemala is kind of a new location for people to go to. That would be a great project for somebody to try to get, try to build a pier, and around that pier build a little development center where these tourists can go eat and shop and stuff.
Yes, so they have it through like the airlines, right? Because there's so much to look at Guatemala.
Yeah.
Not only the beaches. No, it's just here.
Yeah.
This building.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I mean, it's the beaches aren't really that special. It doesn't need to be special because everywhere else they go, there's going to be a beach, right? I mean, like, there's no beach in Jamaica. I mean, every cruise ship goes to Jamaica because they want to go to Ocho Rios. They want to go on the falls. They want to go to Negril. They want to go to Montego Bay. But you don't go to Jamaica for the beaches. It's all rocks, really.
Yes,
It's not. Jamaica's a giant rock, right? And a mountain. Jamaica's a mountain.
I've never been in Jamaica. So what am I?
Yeah, I've been there many times. Jamaica's really a mountain. It's really it's a giant rock, and it's a couple of big mountains. If you look at Jamaica,
okay.
yeah, they make they have very good soil. That's why they make good coffee there. They grow a lot of marijuana there. They have very rich soil. So it's usually a beach. Think about a beach doesn't have good soil. It has sand. So sand. You can't grow anything in sand, right? That's why they don't grow coffee or marijuana or any around. Like there's not. Matter of fact, everybody in Jamaica is either a fisherman or a farmer.
Yes, it's true.
That's the main those two occupations of fishermen and farmers, because they're an island that's everybody's taking out their boats and fishing and coming back and cooking the fish, selling the fish. They actually sell the fish to the cruise ships. They sell the coffee to the cruise ships. So when the cruise ships pull in, 2 of the main imports from Jamaica is fish and coffee. It's called Blue Mountain Coffee.
Yeah, Blue
yeah,
Mountain.
okay, yes,
Yeah.
Upon the Blue Mountain.
Yeah. Obviously they're not importing. I mean, they're not. They probably are exporting marijuana illegally, but that whole country is infested with marijuana. I mean, think about that's where Bob Marley comes from. I mean, Bob Marley made marijuana like a religious plant to them. They have like these special laws that they're actually allowed to grow it for themselves, and they're allowed to give it to people
For free.
but they're not allowed to sell it.
Well, there you go. There's a chance when you go to Jamaica to try it.
Well,
Yeah, they can give it to you. They can grow it in their house, on their land.
Wow.
They're not allowed to sell it. So obviously it's all over the place and everybody's smoking over there. But it gets illegal. It gets illegal when you sell.
Everybody's cool.
Yeah, Jamaicans are really cool. Yeah, it's actually a very cool country. It's actually infested with Chinese now.
Oh, really? Well, they all know
They're
it.
Because-
taking over.
Yeah, because they have this Road and Belt Initiative, which means they go into third world countries and they promise them that they're going to build a highway with a toll, and then the country keeps the toll money, right?
Yeah.
So they show the countries how you can make money by building a highway with a toll, kind of like this. Like I'm paying to drive on this road, right? Kind of like that. But it never really works out because the locals won't spend the money to take a shortcut. They'll take for free. They'll go around the
Yeah,
long
they
way.
don't want to pay that.
But in exchange for the highway, Jamaica did it and Panama did it. You have to give the Chinese
Same
land.
in Guatemala. We
Guatemala
have
did
private
too.
expressways.
But if China did it and it was part of that Road and Belt Initiative, that means Guatemala gave China land.
Oh yes.
Oh, I'm sure, because there's a lot of Chinese.
And then when they built that, then they send the Chinese over.
There was a Mexican company. There was a.
Oh, that's good.
They build the
That's good.
all the roads. Yes.
That's good because what happened to Jamaica is Jamaica gave the Chinese the land. China brought a ship, right, and brought all materials with thousands of Chinese people to build apartment buildings on that land.
Oh, wow.
So smart.
And now the Chinese are the population is almost as much as the Jamaicans. And now they're starting to get jobs in the police department and in the government.
Oh, wow.
They're starting to build military
Taking
bases.
over, huh?
They're taking over the island.
That's how they do it. That's why they try to do it here.
Yeah, they're trying to do it here. They were trying to do it.
Yeah.
Trump
they
has
bought
stopped.
a lot of land.
Yeah, Trump
Actually, it
is
was the
trying-
governor who stopped that. DeSantis.
Yeah.
He's the one who stopped it.
Yeah, but he could only stop it in Florida.
Yes.
And then Trump is stopping it all over.
Like
They were
Utah,
buying land. They were
Idaho,
buying land.
Everywhere.
Utah and Idaho.
They were buying land by our military bases,
Yes.
so they could spy on our military
Yeah,
bases.
they
Yeah.
finally stopped that.
Yeah.
Because it was out of control.
Yeah, this is one of the things I really like from DeSantis. I'm not
I
much
love-
fan of him.
I like
but
DeSantis, yeah.
He's been doing a lot of good things.
Well, you know what he wants to do now, which I want to happen. He wants to do something with property taxes.
Yes.
I mean, do you rent that place or you own
we,
it?
thanks God we pay off the house already. Last
Okay,
year.
well then you paid it off, but you own it,
Yeah.
but you have to pay property taxes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right. So is it homesteaded?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. That's good. You're like me, but I didn't pay off my house. I have like $100,000 left on my mortgage, but I'm homesteaded too. But he says what he wants to do is when you're 65 years old and you own your home with no mortgage, you get rid of your property taxes.
Oh, great.
So are you guys 65?
I'm 64. Next month I will be 64.
Well,
I'm
look
very
at that.
close.
Well, if DeSantis it's going to be on the ballot when they vote in November.
Yes.
That if you vote for property tax reform, if it works, next year they will get rid of your property tax.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Now I think, but if you guys are married,
Yes.
is her name on the house too?
Yes.
So then that's the whole thing. You'd have to wait till you're 65 too, or you'd have to take her name off the property. So the way I understand the bill is whoever the house is titled to is the only person that gets that
Get the
relief.
benefit. Oh,
So if she's younger, you would have to wait for her to turn 65 too, or take her name off.
I got 5 years.
Yeah, so unfortunately that's how it worked. But still,
There's a catch.
that's DeSantis doing something great for.
Yeah, at least for older people.
I mean, I want that to happen. I mean, taxes to me are a lot.
Oh,
My taxes are a lot, right? So
You do too.
yeah. I mean, when you pay off your house, why should you still have to pay
Exactly.
Broward County?
Only here in the States.
Yeah. Why would you pay Broward County? Keep paying Broward County money after you pay off the bank?
Exactly.
Yeah. So he's smart, and he's listening to people that are telling him, mostly senior citizens that can't afford to live here anymore.
They can afford to have to eat.
Right, and they voted for him in the first place,
Exactly.
and they're saying we voted for you, all these senior citizens. You have to help us, otherwise we have to move to Naples
where?
or Tampa or wherever,
Yes.
somewhere on the West Coast where property taxes are low. Right, our property taxes. Are you in Broward?
Yes.
Yes.
So me too, right? So our property taxes are some of the most expensive in the state.
Yes, they are.
It's
Correct.
Dade, Broward, Palm Beach are the three most expensive property taxes.
That's
So
why people
that's
are
why
moving out of
everybody's
here.
moving out of Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach if they can't afford their property taxes. Yeah.
Yes, it's amazing.
Yeah, one my neighbor was telling me she pays a little over $5,000 a year.
Yeah.
property tax.
It's supposed to be. It should be about 1%. So that means if it's 1%, if it's $1 million, then it's $10,000 a year.
Yes.
If it's $500,000 house, then it's $5,000 a year.
Yes.
That's 1% seems like an average of what people pay.
Yes.
Some people pay a little more, some people pay less. But these days, homes are cheap homes are $400,000 or $500,000 now.
350. It's around the cheapest houses because the brother works in real estate. He was telling us the last time a cheap house talking about 300,000.
In Broward? In Broward?
No, if you find something.
Wait, in
If you
Broward?
find
Yes.
Yeah,
If you
I don't
find
think you
If
could.
you find it, but he's
Not a single family detached home. I don't think. Maybe a townhome.
Maybe a town.
Maybe a town. Not townhome. Yeah.
That's true. Right
Yes,
now,
But
it's
true.
but not a
100.
single family house.
No.
No. Those are
That's a lot.
$500,000 or over. Right. $300,000 townhouse you can find, or a condo you can find, but not in Broward. Not a single family house for $500,000. For $300,000. No.
Yeah, it's too much. Yeah, no, I'm not planning to move nowhere. If I do, I'd like sell my house and go to Guatemala.
I was
I'm
going to
not
say
doing
that. I was going to say that too.
Yeah.
I was going to say if you have that, you have that lifestyle where you can go back and forth.
Yes.
I'd much rather live in a country like Guatemala than live here.
Yes.
Just so I can change my whole lifestyle.
Yes.
Here I work every day, right? I mean, I spend a fortune. I have to make a lot of money because I have to spend a lot of money, right? Over there, I would still probably work, but you would not spend as
From
much.
home, like so many Americans, they have those jobs where you can work
working
anywhere.
from home.
Yeah, remotely,
And they
remotely.
have
Yeah.
the life, okay? And there's a lot of
We met a
young
few of them.
people. Young people who live over there living the life.
Working remotely.
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
remotely and they love it.
Yeah.
I follow so many like in social
Well,
media.
yeah, YouTube made a lot of people be able to make money online no matter where you are,
Yes.
and a lot of young people know that you can make a lot of money working online, but living in New York or California or Florida,
Oh.
you're going to spend that money,
Oh, yes.
in another country, especially a Central American country, like Guatemala and Nicaragua,
Yes. But you have to visit Guatemala and you're gonna see what I'm talking about. Once
I
you
would
have
like
the
I would
experience.
like to go there.
And it's only 2 hours, and you will see the beauty of the nature.
Would you recommend staying in Guatemala City?
Yes. Or
No.
Lantigua.
Nah, the city is too
I'm gonna
congested.
send you something where you can look it up. But it's a lot of traffic in the
What do
city.
you like? What do you really enjoy about? So
Nature.
based on that, we can tell you
I'll tell you
go.
what. I don't really enjoy the beach life because,
Very close.
I don't really enjoy the beach life because of the life that I live
Yes.
here. I keep flippers and snorkels in the trailer.
Look at
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like when I'm not working, I go to the beach here. You know what I mean? I go to Miami Beach.
Yes.
I go swimming in the ocean, a couple of times a week. So the beach life to me is nothing special. Our beaches are beautiful here, right?
Yes.
I mean, and as far as the city life and congestion, I've been in that my whole life also. I'm from
Yes.
New York. I like, to be honest with you, my
Mountains
favorite
and
place is Jamaica because of the mountains.
People
Okay.
definitely
I love going in the mountains, renting a Jeep or renting a motorcycle, staying. Even when I've been to Tennessee, I love going up in the getting a log cabin in the mountains in Tennessee. I like that life.
Oh, we have that kind of life.
Yeah, I like
It's
that.
cheap wage.
We have
Not the city,
volcanoes,
not the beach, but the mountains.
Rivers. There's so much. Also, you have.
I
we
like
have-
Mother Nature.
it's
Mother Nature.
Beautiful.
Oh, there is. We have so much of that,
Yeah,
and that's what I like too.
yeah. Yeah, when you live in South Florida, the beach is kind of played out. Everybody comes here to go to the beach, but
Yeah.
I was brought up in New York and raised in Florida. I mean, I was by the beach my whole life.
Yeah.
There was a beach in New York and there was a beach here.
We live in Florida for 30 years.
Yeah.
She's living
When I was a
here.
kid, I used to be in New Jersey on the beach all the time, and in the Long Island on the beach all the time. And then I came here to go to school, and I was by the beach all the time. So I've been by the beach my whole life.
Yeah. And we prior from Florida, we were in California. I was really grew up in California.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we moved here in 1989 to
Mm.
Florida.
And I moved to Florida in 1991.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
So this is how long you've been here, like me. So
Yeah.
I'm a Floridian. I'm pretty.
Yeah, we feel like it, but we're really
Yeah,
not.
But not because I'm always homesick.
You don't have a Did you speak English when you were in California?
Yes. 'cause
You
I
don't.
was-
You have no accent.
Yeah.
He does,
Yes.
but you have no accent.
I was
I would.
24 when I came to this country.
Well, you speak great English, but you definitely people know that you're.
Yes.
I wouldn't say. I would just say.
Immigrant.
I would say South American, but South American, Central American. As an American, North American, I can't tell the different dialects. But somebody in South America probably would know.
Yes.
But I can't tell. To me, you're just South. You got that South American accent. But you, Wendy, you have. To me, you don't have any accent.
Yes, it's just that I was really 2 years old when I came here. It was 1968. So I.
You don't have a California accent because
No.
California
But
people
I did.
have. Did you?
But I
She used
did.
to.
Like a Valley
I
Girl
did.
accent?
I
You know
sure
that.
did. I sure.
I don't hear no Valley Girl in
But-
you.
Hey, Jude.
No.
I
That
was
was, she
not
used to
lying.
do that. Say
Yes,
that.
she did.
Hey, Jude.
Dude, I had to change a
Oh,
little
she
bit.
said, "Hey, dude."
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
You know, so I did have a lot of that.
That's
but
funny.
I changed. It's like, where you from? You know, because we lived in, when we were young in Montebello, California, there's a lot of immigrants in there. It's like Mexicans.
Yeah, sure.
They rule.
It still
that
is.
time.
It still is.
It's LA, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that still is. Yeah.
And then we went to the valley. So we lived in, when we got married and we were in California, we lived in Redondo Beach, Hawthorne, which is
Oh, I heard that's nice.
It's beautiful.
I heard that's
Beautiful.
nice. Yeah.
it's gorgeous. So we stayed there. But then jobs were getting tough. I was
It's the
working
most
for
expensive
LAX.
state in the country to live in,
It
right?
is expensive.
Yeah.
Listen, by that time we were able to make it, but then when I moved here, I was really brainwashed
Well,
by my mom.
it was cheaper. It used to be
She
very
said, "What are you
cheaper to
doing
live
here? You should come." Because my mom, you know, lived here also for a while, and she's like, "You will come and work with us and do this," and I'm like, because you know, she also had, you know, this is the kind of business that my mom had. This, what do you do?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So for years until she retired, but then I did not work with her because it was like no, we were always bumpy heads. So I said, you know, Mom, I worked with for her for a while, and then I went to Publix, and I was like in my early 20s. I was 21.
You could, I heard you could get rich working for Publix.
Oh, yes, that's why I'm still
Yeah,
there.
if you are smart enough to invest in money in stocks.
We are stockholders.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that because I pay my mortgage at Publix
Oh, you see?
through Western Union.
Okay.
So I've been going to the same Publix by my house for many
Yes.
years, and I got to know all the managers. They
Oh, you
switch
see?
managers,
Yes.
and they all tell me that how long they've been working there, and they laugh, and because the new people sometimes don't want to approve the mortgage because it's too much money. They're asking me for my social security number and all this, and the manager looks at him and says, "No, he's good. Let him."
Yes.
You know, and they all tell me, "Yeah, I mean, I've been working for them for 20 years. I got stocks. I mean, I'm well taken care of." I'm like, "That's great. That's a
I'm
great."
36 with Publix.
I would buy stock in Publix just
Yes.
from hearing what the managers talk about with
Yes.
me. I feel like they gave me inside information,
Yes.
telling me how great that company is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So long term. Okay.
Yeah.
You stay there long enough.
It's a long term.
Yeah.
You'll be having a comfortable
Yeah.
retirement. Okay.
That's great.
That's how I see it.
That's
I used
cool.
to-
What
I
a
used
great
to-
company.
Yes.
Great. Matter of fact, they just built a brand new Publix right on Oakland Park Boulevard and A1A.
Oh yes, the new one.
And it's really great. You know why? Because they didn't have enough room for a parking lot, so they built a garage where you got to drive up, and then you're in the parking area upstairs. And then when you're in the parking upstairs, you can see the beach. You can see the
Wow.
water.
Wow.
So and not only that, since it's an outdoor parking garage,
Right.
I can bring this with the trailer. So I live down the street. So I live on Oakland and Federal.
Okay.
But on Oakland and the beach, they built a brand new Publix. Now I have a Publix right across from me
Where exactly
in
was that?
Coral Ridge Mall.
Yes.
You ever heard of Coral Ridge?
Yes,
There's
yes.
a Target and a Publix.
Yes.
So I could walk to that Publix and that Target from my house. But ever since they opened up the new Publix, I go to this beach every morning. I get gas at the gas station, and then I go up the ramp and park upstairs at the Publix. I take the elevator down. I do some shopping for the day, and then I go to work almost every day. And when I go up,
Wow.
the parking garage at Publix, I can look at the ocean.
So tell me, where is it? Like over the bridge?
Yeah, it's on the beach. It's on A1A.
That must have been new.
It's brand new,
So
just
they
open.
probably closed up the smaller one that we had there, or was it still there?
There was no Publix there.
When
The
did
Publix in that neighborhood is the Coral Ridge Publix.
Yeah, but there was one on the A1A, a very small,
Yes,
tiny one.
between
It was
Atlantic
right
and
on-
Commercial.
Yes. It
Atlantic and Commercial.
That was closer to Commercial Boulevard.
There were
A1A.
a very tiny Publix
Yes.
there for a while.
Was maybe like a 5
You
blocks.
never saw that store?
No.
5 blocks north from Commercial.
Yes.
5
A1A.
blocks north from Commercial.
Around
Oh
5
no,
blocks.
yes, that's still there. Where First Watch is.
Right.
Yes,
No, that's still there.
Oh,
Okay.
It's in that little community that
Right.
Correct.
it's got that band shell
Yes.
with the painting.
Yeah,
Ma-
the
I
Gecko-
go to
Gecko
no,
style.
yeah, I go to First Watch next door all the time
Okay.
because I like their breakfasts. Yeah. So no, that one's still open. Yeah.
That's how long we have nothing
That's not
like
really.
that.
I wouldn't even call that a small one. I think that's a normal one.
Well,
But
yes.
maybe if you knew
Yes.
the square footage, maybe it is. But I would think that, you know what they sell a lot of? That Publix sells a lot of beach stuff. They actually put stuff outside, like those styrofoam things, and
Also for the people that buy too.
because since they're on the beach and there's a lot of
Yes.
tourism,
Yes.
that Publix sells a lot of clothing, like sundresses for
Yes.
women and
It makes sense.
hats. Yeah, so that's a lot of Publixes don't sell the stuff that they sell.
Unless you're by the beach. Yes.
Flip flops, like that Publix sells flip flops.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
So I started
Yeah.
back in when I started with Publix at the store on Atlantic Boulevard before the bridge.
Atlantic.
It's on your
So that would be where Houston's is
Pompano. Yes, is that like
on the left side.
Yes.
Yeah, across from that brewery.
yes?
Yeah, I know where that is.
So
I never
that's
been
there.
in that one, but I know that
I
one.
was there for 16 years.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah,
and
behind it they built those beautiful townhouses because you
Right.
got a canal
So
there.
that's we lived there.
Oh, really?
We
Because
lived-
I
that's
used
how I got-
I used to hang out a lot at Houston's and that place across the street. I used to love going to that restaurant when I was younger, and I never been to that Publix, but I used to park behind that Publix because
Yes.
to go to Houston's I would park behind the Publix and walk because it was free parking over
Right,
there.
right.
Yeah.
So so I was there since long time. Then I've been all over the place because I'm a manager, so they moved me around.
Wow, that's great.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's great. Well, the Publix. You know what I really noticed? Since I'll tell you this, since I'm very observant.
Yes.
Publix, the Publix that they built on the beach, copies Fresh Market.
Oh, really?
Yes, Fresh Market. When you go in, there's a giant square with kitchen equipment,
Yes.
and there's chefs in there preparing food and then putting it in the refrigerated containers, and you're on the outside of this corral
Okay.
just grabbing the
Yes.
food. That's the way Fresh Market operates, right?
check it out.
Well,
Yeah.
guess what? The Publix on the beach is the only Publix I've ever been to that's doing exactly the same thing. So one refrigerated compartment is the sushi, and guess what? They don't have. Most Publixes have their own sushi guy.
Right.
This Publix on the beach has a sushi guy every morning bringing the sushi in there.
Already made.
And you know who else does that?
Who?
Is it Whole Foods? I go to a Whole Foods in Wynwood, and the Whole Foods in Wynwood has unbelievable sushi, and I was wondering why. And then one day I was in there, and this Asian guy
Right.
came with a refrigerator on wheels, and he was opening up the refrigerator and putting all the sushi on the racks.
Yes.
And I said, "Oh, you make this sushi?" And he gave me his business card, and it was a restaurant down the street.
What?
So basically, I think Publix copied that. So I think Publix made a deal with one of the sushi restaurants in Fort Lauderdale
Yes.
to every morning come and put the sushi in the refrigerator, because they also put little eel sauce.
Yes.
No other Publix that has a sushi guy sells the eel sauce. They sell the ginger, they sell the wasabi. So since it's a separate, since they sell like tuna tataki, and no Publix makes tuna tataki, so they just make their standard rolls, and most of it has the artificial crab,
Right.
which is the cheapest way to make sushi.
Right.
And Americans don't realize they're eating artificial
Yeah,
crab,
so
like the
whitefish.
California rolls, right?
Whitefish, yeah.
Right. So, but the Publix on the beach, the new one, has
I'll find out.
top grade sushi, because they're not making it. You know how I know? Because when you buy the container, the restaurant puts their sticker on it. So you know you're eating not Publix's sushi. You're eating like Sushi Rock.
Right.
It might say Sushi Rock,
Right.
with a logo, and it's different packaging.
Yes.
So that's one way that Publix is copying the competition in a good way.
Yes.
You know, so like a lot of people.
I'll find out what's going on with that.
Yeah, that Publix has got a giant corral with people cooking in the middle, like the rotisserie guy is in the middle, the baker is in the middle, and they have all this kitchen equipment. Where the other Publix is, it's all on the outside, right? Like the deli's on the outside. Here, the deli's in that corral too. So they're cooking the chicken in there. They're slicing the boar's head turkey in there. They're selling the sushi in there, and then everybody's on the outside.
So they have the pizza too.
Right.
So doing that way now.
And it's got more prepared food than the average Publix. So they're copying Whole Foods and they're copying Fresh Market.
Well, if you remember back in the day, that's how we used to be. Because I used to, when I started back in the 90s, okay, they used to make everything fresh.
Yes.
You know, everything.
They used to have 3 or 4 people cooking in the back.
Yes.
And
You would never see them.
leaving everything already just to go.
So they changed that because they got so big, right? But then now they're going back to the natural ways.
Well,
For me, I think that's
it's funny because back in the day, to me, Publix put Winn-Dixie out of business.
Yes.
Because it was only Publix and Winn-Dixie. Look at the market think about how high that stock must have been when
In all their sense too.
yeah, I mean now it's probably high, but they have so much competition now, right? I can name 5 supermarkets.
Yes.
Aldi, Trader Joe's,
Yes.
Whole Foods, Fresh Market.
Yes.
There's probably one more that I didn't mention.
And the Spanish,
Those Spanish
little,
ones.
the
Yeah.
little one, the Spanish one.
Yeah, so now it's they have so much competition, but there was a 10-year span where they had no competition because they put Winn-Dixie out of business, and it was everybody had to go to Publix. Right? that was Publix's heyday, and now
we split so many times in our stuff.
yeah, your stock's supposed to split 5 times then, right?
Yes.
So now, unfortunately now for them, those executives are sending people to Whole Foods, sending people to Fresh Market and saying what works in Whole Foods and Fresh Market. Well, Whole Foods has this unbelievable buffet, which they probably lose money on because they're probably throwing so much food away at the end of the day, right? But it does get people in there to buy, and then they buy other stuff.
Yes.
Kind of like the gas stations, right?
That's how they pull you in.
Yeah, they pull you in because a lot of people want to spend $20 on a buffet, even though it's actually more expensive than that. It's kind of expensive, their buffet. And I like. So I'm not really into it. I don't eat really. I've done it a couple of times, but I much rather have a salad than anything that they cook there.
Me too.
But there are crazy times where I'll go to where the meatballs are, and I'll grab a couple of meatballs and I'll throw it over the salad, and I'll eat just the
That's
meat.
your protein.
Yeah, I'll eat the hot meatball with the cold salad.
Yeah.
And that's like my Italian way of making food from yeah, that's the only thing I'll eat there. But now I see, even though Publix doesn't have the buffet yet, they are kind of going to that because when you go to that corral that I told you about, everything is available for you to grab easily. Like even though it's not prepared openly the way a buffet is, you could just go around and say, okay, I want to grab this, and it's all cooked food that you can go home and eat right then and there, less like a supermarket. So
you're familiar to Boca?
This depends on the communities.
So we had a Greenwise. You know the Greenwise?
Yeah, Greenwise
market?
was their Fresh Market.
They started with that, but it was right in.
It didn't work.
They didn't work.
Yeah.
There was a lot of, I would say, he's starting to lose a lot of money.
Yeah.
They
Rich
were not
people
making
doesn't
money.
buy it like that.
So-
They don't trust.
They will rather get it all packed up than going into.
yeah, I do look at it like Publix,
I would not like that.
like think about this. The reason why Publix put Winn-Dixie out of business is because Publix was better,
Customer service.
and even their products were better.
Yes.
Right?
Everything is.
Their products were better. Matter of fact, there's a meat company called Dietz and something else. It's not Boar's Head. It's what Winn-Dixie used to have.
Yes.
It was called something in Dietz, Dietz. It was 2 names. And I remember going, and even when there's a Winn-Dixie in Gold Ocean Mile right now, it's still open. And when I go into that Winn-Dixie and I go to the meat department, they don't have Boar's Head. They have something in Dietz, it's called, and
Yes.
I tried that meat, and it's really salty.
Yes.
And I'm thinking I like much rather eat a boar's head,
Oh
you know,
my God,
cuts.
that's natural.
And boar's head has always been with Publix. So I use that as an example of why I think Publix has always been better, because every one of their products might have been a little.
Guaranteed.
You always spent more money in Publix than
Yes.
Winn-Dixie.
Yes.
But if that's the case, why did Winn-Dixie go out of business? Winn-Dixie went out of business, and they were selling a cheaper product. So that should have taught Publix, and I think they've learned that it doesn't. You're not going to be more successful by providing a less expensive product. You're gonna get more successful by providing a better product.
Correct.
And that's why they're competing right now
Yes.
with Fresh Market and Whole Foods.
Yes.
Because Fresh Market and Whole Foods, the logic amongst the consumer is that
Quality.
they're better quality and more expensive. It's a fortune. I shop at Fresh Market by my house. It's a lot of money there. You know who I saw there the other day?
Yes.
No, the soccer player,
Messi?
Messi.
Yeah.
I saw him there.
Yeah, he's all over the place.
He lives.
He lives
I found out he lives on the golf course.
Oh,
That's where somewhere take the picture with
He
him.
lives on the golf course right behind the Fresh Market.
Okay.
Because he was taking a picture with the butcher, and there's a big black butcher there.
Uh-huh.
And he was buying all this meat. He was buying it.
I'm sure.
He was there with his 2 young boys.
Uh-huh.
His wife wasn't there. He had a shopping cart full of just meat. And he took a picture, and I walk in, and I recognized him immediately, and I know the butcher because I buy meat there too. I only buy the hamburgers and hot dogs. He was buying the prime rib, the filet mignon. He had the whole cart.
Of course, without money.
He had a couple of. He had
You buy
like
the whole.
he had $5,000 worth of meat in that shopping cart.
I believe you.
And his kids were throwing things in the cart, and he was going like this, and then the kids were going like this and taking it. But
Probably all the candies and stuff.
the cheese doodles, they were trying to throw all the junk in here, and he only bought the meat. So when I walk in, the big black butcher had his arm around Messi and had to lean all the way over. I didn't realize he's so small. And the butcher must have been like 6'5", and it was a very funny picture. And now that picture that I walked in on when they were taking it is hanging in the butcher place.
Oh, wow.
So so anyway, so that's the Coral Ridge Country Club and the Coral Ridge Golf Course behind that
Yes, I know
Fresh
which
Market.
one.
And that used to be, what they did was they took part of the golf course and they made homes there, and they called it something, and that's one of the homes that he bought. And then when you leave the guard gate from that home, you're in the back of Fresh Market. So he basically can go to Fresh Market without having to go to the street, right? So I found out that he brings a golf cart.
Okay.
And he has a trailer in the back of the golf cart.
So that's how he shops.
So
around.
that's how he shops. He doesn't get in a car. He gets in a shop, and his kids do it too. So they take a golf cart from their house to the back of the butcher place, and then they bring the meat out the back after he pays for
Oh,
it.
look at that.
So that's how he buys his food. And I guess
He's a special customer.
yeah, and I guess he barbecues at the house all the time. It looks
Well,
like
you know,
it looks like it was all barbecue.
Vegetarian,
We
so,
have
you know.
a friend. She's a neighbor. Her son, he was showing us pictures because Messi was shopping at Publix. I don't know what Publix was, but he saw him. He's telling me Messi, he's a nice guy. He runs and get the picture. Yeah, come in.
Yeah, although he's very like that.
And
Yeah.
there were three guys. They plays with for Miami Inter.
Into Miami. Yeah.
Inter, yes, and I can't remember the name of the players, but they were with Messi and his kids.
Well, my understanding is this: that David Beckham told Messi, "I want to make a Miami soccer team because there's so many people in Miami
Yes.
that love soccer,
Oh yes.
and I want to do it with you. The only way it'll be successful is if we do it with you." And Messi has this wife and the kids that he's thought, well, you know, I probably would want my wife and my kids to grow up in America. They probably would be more likely to be, something special, let's say, right? Better educations. I don't think any of them are bilingual. I think they only speak Spanish, which is really unusual that Messi is such an international sports star.
Yes.
Like Ronaldo speaks pretty good English. I mean, why doesn't Messi? But that's maybe that's one of the reasons, right? He was in such a bubble, Messi, that he never spoke to Americans and never had to speak to Americans. Yeah, that's him and his son, is it? Who's that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
That's my friend.
Oh, that's your friend?
Son.
Oh, your
Yes.
friend's son. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, it's my understanding that they said we're gonna build a stadium in Fort Lauderdale by the airport, the old Lockhart Stadium, and we're gonna turn it into a soccer field, and we're gonna have you come there, and we're gonna start this team into Miami with all the teams across America, and let you compete. Well, he came, he bought a couple of homes in Fort Lauderdale. That's the one he bought by me, and the stadium's right down the street. It's on Commercial and 31st Avenue, right? So that's where he's been playing, and he's been winning. And Miami won, I think, last year. It's been here like 2 years now. So Miami won, and then the next phase of that was, do you want to stay here? And because if you do, Miami is going to let us use the golf course and build the biggest soccer stadium in North America, but only if you stay and you can bring some of your players, because now you're going to be playing in a bigger stadium, and they're going to do the Olympics there, and now you are going to be playing against soccer teams from all over the world, because
they do whatever Messi wants.
So Messi said yes. They brought over 3 or 4 of his players from whatever team he was from, Barcelona.
4 of them. Yeah, from
4 of them.
Barcelona.
Yeah, from Barcelona. They all bought homes, and they're all living that life with him now. And now that stadium is almost built. We're going to pass it.
Yes.
So they're selling tickets. They're selling box seats right now. They're leasing the restaurants and everything. They're building the hotel. They're building the... So...
imagine the money is coming there.
It's unbelievable.
Billions.
The tickets were $700 to see him play, scalping tickets. Like, if you wanted to go and buy a ticket the day of the match.
Yes.
And everybody from Miami was driving from Hialeah all the way up to Fort Lauderdale, just with money, just to try to buy these tickets. Yeah. Selling these shirts, the pink shirts that they were from China.
$100.
They were from China. They were $5 shirts.
I know.
That you washed them, and they like, this is a real shirt. They were selling the fake ones. Anyway, it was the police could not control all the people coming to go watch that soccer game. So I know it's going to be unbelievably successful down here. I want to go. I'm looking forward to going. I'm not paying. I don't think I'm going to pay hundreds of dollars for a ticket, but I definitely want to go. You know, if I think it's not a silly amount of money, I definitely want to go into the stadium and check it out.
Yeah, it's different when you watch on TV.
I never been to a soccer. You've been to a soccer game?
Yeah, I used to play. Back home, the sport everybody plays pretty much. Boring rich people is football soccer.
Yeah,
the second sport.
But you call it football, right?
Football.
Football,
yes.
yeah.
Football soccer.
Yeah, I want to go when they open up that stadium. I'm gonna wait a little bit, and then I definitely want to go because I'm here so much. I watched them build this. I mean, I'm here like almost every day.
Oh, when you're there, you just to hear the people screaming and crying, and laughing. You get excited.
Yeah, I can't wait.
It's amazing.
I'm very excited.
The experience. I'm sure I've never been in a American football game, but I'm sure we did. I'm sure they just listen to people screaming. It's amazing. The experience is amazing.
Yeah, they say this is the biggest soccer field in America. So.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what is now. I would like to know what's the biggest soccer
capacity.
field. Yeah, I wonder what the biggest in America now is, and this is going to be bigger than that. I don't know where it is.
I heard it's going to be one of the biggest, but I'm not sure where is the biggest. It could be Chicago, California.
Yeah.
Because the amount of immigrants.
Yeah.
Europe, the main sport is football soccer.
Yeah.
And Latin America, the main sport is football soccer.
Yeah.
So there's millions and millions of people watching.
I would think California, Texas, and Florida
Yes.
have the biggest immigrant, Central South American immigrants, and that's where those populations deserve their own soccer fields. Definitely.
Yeah, you talk with anybody, Italy, England, Spain, France.
Yeah,
Football, soccer.
It's all soccer, yeah. Football, yeah. Yeah, matter of fact, our American sport is dying. Baseball, it's dying. The baseball stadium,
Really?
it's $8 to go watch the baseball game.
Really?
It's $20 to park, and it's $8 to go in.
Oh wow.
And when you go in, there's a DJ playing applause music. Applause. So when the guy hits the ball, the DJ goes, so everybody goes, "Whoo," because there's nobody in the stands, and they watch it on TV. So when you watch it on TV, you think everybody's clapping when he hits the ball, but there's nobody in the stands. And the people in the stands aren't even clapping. They're just watching like this.
Wow, it's
all fake. Baseball is all fake.
Huh.
It's dying. Nobody takes their kids to baseball games anymore. I was there the other day. I'm in this area a lot. When I have nothing to do, I don't even pay $20. I walk 3 blocks. I know where to park most of the time.
You're a Knicks fan or you're?
No, I'm not really into sports.
It's simple as
I
sport.
do.
like baseball.
I'm only watching sports because sometimes I have to kill time.
Yeah, yes.
So if I can go for $8 and go inside there, right, for an hour, I'll go do that. I won't even pay attention to the game. I'll just sit down. I'll use my phone, right? But it's just something that I'm doing, and I'm doing something that makes me feel like I'm not wasting time because I'm at the game. I don't just sit in the van and wait for my next job. I always go somewhere and go do something, and then I wait for my next job. So when I leave for the day, I'm never not doing anything. I'm shopping, I'm eating, I'm going to visit, I'm doing this and that. So this is one of the spots, this soccer field, I'm so excited, is going to be one of the spots. Well, look, is that? Oh, that's a lawyer. I thought that was Pitbull on that bus. That's funny. So I'm excited because that's going to be another place I'm going to be able to hang out.
Yeah, okay.
It's right by the airport. Like, literally, I'll be able to park at the airport because I'm able to park at the airport for free. They have a special lot just for us.
Okay.
If we have a sticker, we can park at the airport for free. I'll be able to park and then go walk to the stadium. I think it's that close that we can just walk from the airport. Yeah.
Oh wow, yes. Yeah, you know, now I'm surprised what you're telling me about baseball because I like baseball. I don't follow. I like to watch some
Lone
games
Depot.
sometimes.
Go look at the tickets. Lone Depot Park. Go look at the tickets. Sometimes it's good when the veteran teams come, like the Dodgers,
Yes.
the Yankees.
The big teams.
The big team. But like if the Padres go there, I guess the Red Sox is another big team because there are people in this country that grew up with those teams. But when there's a bad team coming, because Miami is not loyal to the Marlins. I mean, in other words, Miami doesn't care about the Marlins, and I don't even know if they care that much about the Dolphins anymore. But you know who they're going to care about? They're going to care about that soccer team. That's going to be the biggest. Soccer is going to be the biggest sport in Florida, in Miami. It definitely is going to be.
Yeah.
I don't think these people care about their football team. That they're not that good. That's why. I think this Miami team is going to win. You know, he's getting old now. I shouldn't say that. At that age, for him to be at that level, right? He's playing with players 10 years younger than him, maybe 15 years younger than him. And in sports, it catches up on you real quick.
Oh yeah, yes.
Once you hit, is he in his 30s now?
He's 35, I think.
Exactly. Once you hit your mid-30s,
Oh yeah.
you know, it's no matter how healthy you are, right?
Resistance.
It's very different. It's very different. In other words, they're going to position him so he doesn't have to run as much. So his other players have to step up.
Yeah.
The younger kids have to pass him the ball closer to where he doesn't have to run.
Yeah, because he's not gonna run. He
Yeah,
can't
like
run anymore.
like they did with Brady when Tom Brady played his last couple of years.
Yes.
That front line, that offensive line, were told, you know that it's only going to take one sack and Brady's done.
That's it.
You know,
True.
so that front line needed to really protect him. In soccer, I don't think people are going to trip him up. You would be exiled from the game if you ever red flagged.
They're gonna pay to see him.
Yeah, if you red flag, you know how when you trip somebody up, they put the red flag? If you did something to trip up Messi when he had the ball, you probably would be exiled from the sport.
Yes.
No fan would ever want to see you again, right? They love him like the Jamaicans love Bob Marley,
Correct.
right? I mean,
yes.
real. I couldn't believe how when we were in the like these people weren't even Spanish and they love him. They weren't even.
I like reggae.
They weren't even. Oh, you do?
Yeah, I like. Especially reggae. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought, okay, the Spanish community loves him, but the Americans love him too.
Yeah.
They love winners. That's why Americans love winners. Yeah.
That's,
He's a winner.
his philosophy too is now. There was not only his music, his philosophy.
Yeah. Oh, so from this way we don't see the stadium. It's on the other side of the airport. Yeah. Well, I'm picking you up, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So when I pick you up, we're gonna see the stadium. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We don't come to Miami unless it's the airport or like I don't know. But we have not been in Miami for the
We
longest.
came to Miami to see your cousin Pedro.
Oh yeah. They were visiting.
We were driving. We saw the stadium.
It's like a big white
Well, by the time I pick you up, they're going to probably have some people in there doing stuff like renovating the office, renovating the shops, because they're getting ready. I mean, remember they're doing the Olympics here, and FIFA,
the World Cup.
FIFA's doing like this other thing too with 8 teams around America to promote soccer, and that's going to be one of the stadiums they go to. So FIFA's doing something here, and then the Olympics is doing
So
something.
we were one of them.
So you think, because I don't follow it much, do you think that the stadium is going to be ready for the World Cup? It's going to be
That's
here?
what they're working.
Trying,
They're
right?
working 7 days a week.
Yeah.
7 days a week.
24,
Yeah.
probably.
I think the stadium's done. I think everything around the stadium's getting built now. Like the parking garage just got built. There's hotels getting built now. Everything's getting built around it. I think the stadium's done.
Because that's what I heard the last year.
They're
That's
trying.
the stadium they're going to use for the World Cup.
Man, they have so many people working there, and it's even at night. I pick up people at the airport at night, and they're still working at night. They have lights. They're working at night. Yeah.
Imagine the traffic.
All right, what airline you go? What airline you going to?
American.
Oh, you're going American. Okay.
You know, imagine the money is coming to Florida, especially my Dade County.
Yeah, that's amazing, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
It's gonna be hectic here. Oh my God. Is that June, July?
yes, I can imagine the traffic.
Yeah.
Oof. They're too expensive. If a ticket coming watch just a game, the first games, a friend of mine, he was telling me it's gonna start from $500.
No, you're not. Yeah,
games.
I'm not gonna go like in the beginning. I'm gonna wait a while. I'm gonna wait like maybe 6 months. I'm gonna wait 6 months and then I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna go right away.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can buy. They're selling box seats now.
Oh really?
So now, I saw billboards that say "Be the first to own a box seat." So like football, where you have like a little room, like with the glass,
yes,
like that. Like see those, like this, like the upper level, like you have people, and then box seats, and then other people, right?
Oh,
so
okay.
it's kind of like,
we had it.
Yes.
and then you got a little balcony. You press the button, and the glass opens, and then you got your bartender in there and stuff. So right now they're selling those, which like the football stadium sells, like the Dolphins. So they're selling those now.
Like $2,000.
And a lot of corporations are going to buy them too,
yeah.
because like AT&T and all
Exactly.
that, they buy them, and then they all their executives get to go do it.
Sure.
Yeah, and they write it off probably as entertainment, right? Yeah.
Oh, you bring us a good. This is part of your bonus.
That's how I
Yeah.
got to see.
Yeah, when you the bigger the company, the more perks, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would like to. Just like the one in the Super Bowl. People pay $10,000.
But you know what? Listen, but when you watch soccer in other countries, there's an announcer, right?
Yes.
But he speaks Spanish, right?
Yes.
Right. I wonder if they're gonna do that here.
Bro, they're gonna,
You know what I mean, right?
They're gonna have somebody.
They have to.
They're gonna have
You know
to-
what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has to be
Because
in
most of their,
Spanish.
I would say half of the people in those stands are probably not going to speak Spanish, and the other half will speak Spanish.
Well, what they do.
But it's a Spanish sport, so maybe they'll have both.
Yes.
Could be.
They pay for the rights. So let's say from the people from Guatemala, they're gonna be translated.
Yeah.
Doing
Go ahead, go.
the Guatemalan commercials and everything. They're just gonna pay the quota, I guess, whatever,
Yeah.
for the right to transfer all the information about the game.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah, it's going to be. They say it's going to be a very high-tech stadium too.
Yeah,
Very high-tech.
I can imagine.
You're going to be able to stream it on your phone. They say. So when you buy a ticket, you get to stream it on your phone. So instead of looking up on there, you can watch it live on your phone. Yeah.
I seen that.
With the headphones. So if you have now you can hear the announcer on your headphones live.
Yeah, I seen it on the Super Bowl.
It's kinda cool.
A lot of people doing
Yeah,
that.
it's kind of cool.
Of course, with that money, you better do something other than. Wow.
Yes, sir. Checking in.
Well, do you want me to go up here? You want me to go up there?
Yeah, it's here.
Here's good. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Check out. I think that's something.
Are you going to do curbside
Yes,
check-in?
yes.
Then you got to go up
I'd
here.
rather.
They go up here.
It's faster.
Yeah. And those people outside here, they don't care if
Well,
it's
this check-in is priority check-in, and this is regular check-in over here. So I mean the bags.
Yes.
Yeah. I hope they're open. Yeah, that's them right there. This right here. Yeah.
Sometimes we learned inside there was a pound extra. They were, you have to pay or you have to take it out. Over here, yes, they don't give us too much trouble.
Yeah.
They let us know, hey, you got 2 pounds extra. That will happen the last time you drop us out.
All right. Yeah, you can check the bags right here.
Yeah.
You said your mother had a business like this?
Yes.
Look, this woman.
Let's go.
Look at this woman. She's the driver. Look at her.
Well, my mom did, and she had people like, it was called Florida Shuttles. I don't know if you.
Oh, really?
Seen them.
No, I mean,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think. No, thank you very much.
Yeah, little-
Thank you very much. I think I heard Florida Shuttle.
Yeah, that was for
Really?
20 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
See what happened is that we're growing, but I think the mistake they make was when they decide to buy a bus. Big bus.
Believe it or not.
Just the insurance of that.
Listen,
bus.
a lot of people decide to grow a company like this, and a lot of times that's what puts them under.
Yes.
Yes, that's what happens to them.
I know.
Stand it for
Listen,
too
you know
many.
why? Because during the pandemic, a lot of companies went out of business because they had too much of a monthly payment to run the company. And in this kind of business, you really got to streamline it, and you got to wait for the times where you're not busy. And during the pandemic, we were out of business for almost a year.
Exactly.
And I saw a lot of companies go out of business. A lot of companies came back, but for a year or two, those companies were gone, and that's hard. When you lose a year or two worth of income, why would you want it? Some of them didn't want to get back in this business because of how hurt they were. So yeah, you have to really be streamlined. How I operate is we have 4 guys, we have 2 vans each. We could have 20 guys and 20 vans, but we don't want to do that. We just want to do 4 guys with 8 vans.
She would have done that and like
Be-
stayed small.
Yeah,
We're still
it's
around.
yeah, and actually, to be honest with you, when you grow a company like this, what you're really doing is helping other people more than you're helping yourself.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You're helping other people earn a living, but then you're managing them too, and then you're taking away from yourself. So I've been doing this 10 years, and I found the perfect amount of work
Balance.
and balance to spend how much money I spend, how much money I make, but it's very easy to get greedy because of all the work that's out there. Like I said, I could hire more drivers and get more vans and make more money, but I know that the consequences,
More expensive.
it's more expenses, and then if something happens,
You're like,
I'm
yes.
responsible for that. And I learned that before the pandemic. I didn't need the pandemic to teach me that.
That was the biggest mistake they make
Yeah.
when they buy the bus.
Yeah.
Not only the price of
Two
the
buses,
bus,
not one bus.
two buses,
Yeah.
the insurance.
There are some years that just one van in this business costs $12,000 a year.
Yes.
There are some years. Right now, I'm lucky. I'm paying $6,000, but sometimes it just comes up 12. And I asked them, why
Your
would
insurance is
why
very
would it be
high.
12 if my credit score is the same, and I haven't gotten any tickets? Why is it 6 in 2022 and 12,000 in 2000? You know what Progressive Insurance tells us?
What?
We just put your information in the computer, and that's when it comes back. Do you want it or not? But you have to renew it. If you don't renew it, or if you go to another company, that actually hurts you.
Yes.
You have to stay with the same company.
Yes.
So right now I'm lucky.
Consistency.
I'm paying 6, but very well I could be renewing next year, and it could be 12. So from one year to the next, one van could cost you more than $6,000. You
I
have to
know.
be ready for that, right? You have to be ready for that. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna open the doors and
Okay.
take the seatbelts off.
All right. Otra vez. Same
La
time,
medic-
last
la
time.
medicina. Remember the sartán is a water pill. No sartán is a water pill.